Planning Commission meeting for, I don't even know what today is. The 11th of June. Sorry, 11th of June, 2020. Okay, so we'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If Planner Moreland, if you could put the, there we go. Okay, terrific. So Reed, if you would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Be happy to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for that. Okay, I'd like to go with the roll call. So it looks like we have, how do we do this roll call? Should I just mark it? We have planner, senior planner Moreland. We have planning director Stroud, city engineer Minor, recorder Nicolette Fike. And then we've got the planning commissioners, Ryan, Anderson, Wagstaff, and Kilgore. And and Barton. Hello, Audrey. Okay, and Commissioner Troy Cunningham is excused for a family matter, a funeral. Okay, so let's get started. The first item, or the third item on the agenda, is the public hearing for the amendments to the Land Development Code, Title 19.10, Hillside Development, City Initiated. The city requests that this item be continued. I'll take a motion for continuing this item. Anybody?
Ken, I believe that we still need to hold the
Dear
public
brothers
hearing.
and sisters, I'm grateful.
About to do a public hearing. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Then I open this item for a public hearing. Anyone in the public? Is there anybody who could just email, or how does that work?
David would have got those emails. Tippy, are you aware of anything?
I didn't know about any emails. Oh, I didn't pass any forward to me.
Okay.
Gordon, did you have anything? Or no, sorry, it wasn't Gordon. David, was there anything from planning?
No, there was not.
Okay. Okay, so do we close the public hearing, or do we just continue it with it open? That way we could do it next.
Up to you.
Okay. Well,
you didn't have anything to review in your packet, though, did you?
no, we didn't.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if, because we had it in the public notice, if we have to keep it open, or if we could just go ahead and close it.
Well, I think you'd probably just close it, then reopen it at the next
Okay.
meeting, because you haven't anything to discuss. Anyone, or was any from the public had anything to review either?
Okay, that makes sense. So I will close public hearing at this time. And now I'll take a motion to continue the meeting.
Mr. Commissioner Ryan, I move that we continue item number 3 on this evening's agenda, the public hearing. Oh, my computer just shut off. Hold on. There we go. The public hearing amendments, Land Development Code Title 19.10, the Hillside Development, to our June 25th, 2020 meeting.
Okay, we have a motion to continue the meeting from Commissioner Ryan. Any questions on them? Oh, do we have a second?
Second, I second.
Okay. We have a second. Do we have any questions on the motion? Okay, all those in favor of continuing the meeting, say aye.
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 Any aye? Any nays? Okay, we'll go ahead and continue the motion. I'm sorry, we'll continue the item. Okay, so we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. It's the public hearing continue item from May 14th, 2020, the code amendment for Title 18 floodplain city initiated. Okay, so let's see. This is this engineer minor. Gordon, is this yours? I guess it's yours.
Yes,
Okay. Would you like to do your presentation?
yes, please. So good evening, commissioners. So the city participates in the National Floodplain, or excuse me, National Flood Insurance Program. And that's part of Federal Emergency Management Agency. And our floodplain ordinance is heavily tied to our obligations under that program. And so from time to time, FEMA updates their model ordinance. And so they sent one out this spring. And so we took that model ordinance and we customized it to Saratoga Springs. And so the practice is to repeal the old one in its entirety and replace it with this one. The changes, the customizations are minor. And so would recommend, staff would recommend that the Planning Commission give us a positive recommendation so that we can move it to the council.
Okay, terrific. This is a public meeting, a hearing. So I'm going to open it to the public to see if we have any comments. Again, either Nikki or Commissioner or Planning Director Stroud, any public comments for this item?
No comments.
None.
Okay, then I'll close public hearing, public comments at this time. And I'll open up to the commissioners to for your comments.
I don't have any comments.
None, okay, so far none.
Oh,
I
come
don't
on,
have
it's
any either.
exciting ordinance.
Actually, it was. I felt like it was pretty interesting to read through it. I obviously never have read through one before, but I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it applies quite a bit east of the Jordan River.
Right.
Very applicable. And the only thing more exciting than this ordinance is engineering standards.
So I don't see Commissioner Wagstaff on here. I guess he's called in. Whoever, I mean, Commissioner Wagstaff, do you have any comments to make? I don't know if you could hear us. Okay, I'm gonna take that as a no. I actually have some questions here on, let's see, what page is this? On page 9, under sections I and J.
So I'm going to, Commissioner Kilgore, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and
Okay,
we can navigate to that place on the document.
sounds good.
All right, did I hear section 9?
No, it was page 9, so you were actually there.
Oh,
Page 9. Okay, and then it's paragraphs I and J. And these paragraphs talk about how, oh, wait a minute.
Go up to the top. There's INJ at the top of the page.
That must be it.
Right there.
Yeah, this is it. So I was wondering, why is it okay to allow flooding up to 1 foot above base flood?
okay. Which one was it, I or J or?
Both of them have the same thing. It says, you know, will not increase, as long as it will not increase the water surface elevation of the base flood more than 1 foot at any point within the community. So I'm just wondering why it's okay to say it's all right as long as it doesn't flood more than 1 foot above the base flood level.
Well, so standard practice is to locate everything 1 foot above the base flood elevation. And so that's, it's the same foot that they're referring to.
Oh, okay, so structures are 1 foot above, so that's why you've got that margin of safety. Is that basically what that means?
Right, right.
Okay, got it. On 3C of that same page, license is spelled wrong. Just wanted to point that out.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
yeah, okay. Okay, and then I was wondering if does the city have any structures on the National Register of Historic Places or the State Inventory of Historic Places? Do we have any structures?
Hold on just a moment. I've got let's see here.
Hey, Ken, I actually do have a question after you're done.
Okay,
That's
Hold on just a moment.
okay.
I apologize. I had a bunch of munchkins invade the room just now. Okay.
What do you mean?
All right, back to your question.
Yeah, I was wondering, there was some text in there about city structures, if they were on the National Register of Historic Places or State Inventory of Historic Places. And I was wondering if our city has any of those kinds of structures.
I think there might be one down on Pelican Point.
Hmm.
And the only reason I say that is because I remember sitting in a public meeting a year or two ago when the folks down there made comment in a public meeting and said that. So
Oh, okay.
that's where I heard that.
Okay. So, okay. So,
Not aware of anything east of the Jordan River down where this ordinance really applies.
okay. And then I was wondering why the emphasis on manufactured homes. It seems like there's like 4 or 5 references to manufactured homes, and I was wondering if they cause major flood problems in floods in other cities, or is that the reason why there's so much emphasis on them?
I'm not sure, but they're. I don't know.
Okay. Do we have manufactured homes or plan to in our city at this time?
I don't know that either.
Okay, because I was wondering, there's like 4 or 5 different paragraphs that are specific to manufactured homes, and I wonder if we have some, do they have, I guess it's not, they're grandfathered, right? They don't have to conform to the new to this new code if we adopt it now, because they've already, if they were already existing.
Well, we don't have any in the floodplain.
Okay.
So, as we don't even allow building in the floodplain. So really, this base flood elevation and the 1 foot above is really important for how. Can I turn the screen share off? Do you guys need to see this anymore?
No.
Okay. The practice in Saratoga Springs is to just not allow development in the floodplain. So that's why you see all of the fill that's going in on the D.R. Horton project east of the Jordan River and the Pirelli Meadows, is because the city required them to fill such that they weren't in the floodplain anymore. So we don't allow building in the floodplain.
Okay. What about temporary structures like snow cone and fireworks shacks and things like that? Would they fall under this code as well if they were in the floodplain, or we just don't allow those in the floodplain either?
I don't know. Temporary being the key word there. So I guess we would allow them because if a flood comes, they move them.
Or the water does.
Yeah.
And then one other question. I understood that roads and parking lots are partly designed to move floodwaters. So if that's right, then are there design standards for roads and parking lots with respect to floods and things like that?
Oh, absolutely. The roads are, those are flood routes. So the pipelines, the storm drain pipelines in the street are only required by standard to convey the 10-year storm. Now, practically all of them convey more than that not because of hydraulic reasons, but simply because of maintenance reasons. For maintenance reasons, the minimum size storm drain is 15-inch. And the vast majority of the time that conveys more than the 10-year storm. But per standard, they're only required to convey the 10-year storm in a pipe system. And because we want floodwaters to be up in more reliable surface routes like streets.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's it for me. Commissioner Anderson, you had a question?
Yeah, can I just be educated really quick? I'm gonna just share my screen really quick. This is North Shore right here. Do you see my screen? No.
No.
I see Fernando.
Let's see here. Share. There we go. Now do you see my screen? No?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you see this North Shore development piece?
Yep.
So these flood zones, when you say the flood zone, like we can't build here in AE, and they've raised this up to become a different kind of zone, like a zone X, I guess, or an AH. I'm just trying to understand, like this is flood zone X on this side of the street, this is AE, which means we can't develop this, which is why this is just gonna be a big park as part of the North Shore development. Is that right?
Yes. So we don't allow structures in the floodplain, but you can remove your land from the floodplain by elevating it.
So I know people who, there's a big yellow house here that's abandoned somewhere on this property. I know the people who own it. They said it floated away in 1983 or whatever that big flood year was. I don't think I was born then, but
It was 83.
What?
yeah. Hey, come on. But so there are structures there, but there couldn't be any development there. And so people who are sitting on this land, unless they want to raise the land to a certain elevation, a certain height, and change the zone. Zone AE means you can't build it. What does zone X mean? I should know this. I'm hoping you'll just teach me. Zone X or zone AH. I guess this is zone X, which means you can.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact description of that. If you want me to Google it, I can. But
that's okay.
It means you can build in it.
Yeah. Okay. It's gonna flood, like it's got a 25% chance of flooding in your 30-year mortgage or whatever, something like that.
Oh no, not for zone X. You know, the floodplain that we're regulating here, the AE is that's a 100-year floodplain, so it's
okay.
It has a 1% chance of flooding in any given year.
Got it. Okay. Good enough.
But as far as those structures down there, yeah, those are really old structures.
Right.
Built a very long time ago, before anybody even thought about Saratoga Springs being a city.
So if you've got people who want to get out of that land and sell it, there's no interest on the city. I guess you can't answer this, but they actually approached me and said, what if we want out? Like, what can we do? Would the city want this? I said, I don't think so. But these parts just west of that North Shore, down right up to the lake, there's 20 acres there. And I told them, I don't think you can even develop on this because it's a flood zone unless, but I guess they could if they wanted to make the effort to raise it.
Right. And depending on the use. So if they want to develop it, put more structures there, they'd have to fill it. If they wanted to do some other sort of recreational use that didn't involve those, then
Yeah.
they could. So, yeah, obviously, I don't know the answer to the question about the city's
Sure.
interest. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, they can fill their land and develop it that way.
Yeah. Good.
Any other questions from the commissioners?
I guess I'm old because I do remember the floods of '83.
Okay, if there's no other comments or questions from the commissioners, then I am open to taking a motion for recommending approval of these code amendments.
I'll do it. I move to forward a positive recommendation to the city council to repeal the existing floodplain ordinance and replace it with this one.
We have a motion to go ahead and recommend approval. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Anderson. The first was from Commissioner Barton. Any questions on the motion? Okay, those in favor, say aye.
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 Those against, say nay. Okay, the motion passes unanimously.
This is Tippy. I just wanted to add a clarification that the property south of Saratoga Road that is currently in the flood zone can be raised to zone X above the flood zone. And there is interest in developing that property, but we will deal with that at the time that those applications come in.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that clarification. Okay, next item on the agenda, approval of minutes. I'm gonna take a motion to approve minutes. Has everyone read the minutes? No issues with it? Okay, then I'm open for a motion.
This is Commissioner Ryan. I motion that we approve the minutes from our meeting on May 28th, 2020.
Second.
Okay, we got a first from Commissioner Ryan, second from Commissioner Anderson. Any questions on the motion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All those against? Okay, the minutes are adopted unanimously. Next item, reports of action.
No reports of action tonight.
Okay. And how about any commissioner comments? Does it sound like there are any? All right. And then Director Stroud, director's report, please.
Excuse me. Nothing new to report. The last couple of weeks, we're still doing our work from home and still plugging away.
Okay. Thank you for that.
We do anticipate, well, the U of U project will be coming to you for an amendment. You'll probably be seeing the LDS Bishop Storehouse community plan come to you as well in July. So those will be bigger projects coming up.
Okay, great. Okay, so guess no need for a closed session. Okay, well
No.
then if there's no objection, then I adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.